All right, everybody, welcome back to today's lesson in finding a new way to live. Today we're going to be talking about goal setting. Brian Tracy says that people with clear written goals accomplish far more in a shorter period of time than people without them could ever imagine. And I want that quote right there to really sink in your brain, because I really want you to take a hold of what this lesson is talking about today and really be able to apply this to your life. This lesson today is going to be far more the most beneficial lesson that you'll learn from this entire program. I've worked with hundreds of people and I've been able to help them create a list of written goals that they want to accomplish in their life. And over time, I've been able to see people live out and follow up with all the goals that they wrote out for themselves. So this lesson today, what we're going to do is we're going to take the idea of success that we had from the first lesson. We're going to be able to take the lesson from lesson 2, identifying the target. We're going to start brainstorming what we actually want to accomplish and what that would look like. So like I said, this may be the most important lesson that you ever learned from this Finding a New Way to Live program. The most successful men and women in the world will confess that their ability to write out their goals has been the key component in helping them become successful. So what I want to do today is I want you to understand that people with clear written goals accomplish far more in a shorter period of time than people without them could ever imagine. I really want to drive that home today. I want you to understand that by having this clear list of goals and being able to work towards them on a consistent basis is going to do more for you in the long run than anything else that you could possibly do for yourself. The biggest thing that we want to drive home today is that we want to have an idea and we want to have a written plan for the goals that we want to accomplish. And what this is going to do by having these clear list of written goals, it's going to help us stay focused on things that we want. It's going to give us the guideline or the roadmap for every single day that we wake up. And if we want to make a conscious effort to better our lives, all we have to do is take a look at our written goals and say, what can I do today that's going to help me in achieving all these goals that I've set out for myself? And obviously, we're not going to be able to accomplish them all at the same time. We're going to have them wrote out, which is going to be more beneficial because now these goals don't have to just boggle around in our mind like a bag of marbles. We're able to have a clear list of goals. That way, when we wake up or when we want to plan or when we're ready to start knocking out these goals and moving forward in life, we already have the plan laid out. So first things first, what I want you to do is I want you to write out a list of 10 goals that you want to accomplish within the next 12 months. And I want you to be specific when you write out these goals. I don't want you to just say something like, I want to lose 30 pounds or I want to lose weight. What I want you to do is I want you to be able to say, I want to lose 30 pounds in the next 12 months, or I want to find a job within the next 30 days. I want to be able to make more money the way I can support myself financially. Specifically, what would that look like? I want to find a job making $10 an hour. I want to find a job making $12 an hour. I want to find a job making $25 an hour. Be as specific as you can when you write out these goals, because that's going to be very important. I want you to have a specific goal in mind, not just a mere wish or not just a dream. I want you to actually have something that's specific. So if you were to say something like, I want to find a better place to live, be a little bit more specific in that. I want you to be able to have a goal in mind that's going to encompass all the pieces of this better place to live. You know, where is it that you want to live? Do you want to rent the place? Do you want to own the place? Do you want to buy it and it be yours? Or do you want to just live with someone else? You know, be specific. What do you want to accomplish within the next 12 months? Now, after you get this list wrote out, which is going to take some time, I want you to know that you can achieve all these goals that you put on your list if you work for them long and hard enough. From there, I want you to take a good look at this goals list, and I want you to pick out the one goal that if you were to achieve within the next 12 months would have the greatest impact on your life. So I know all these goals are very important, and all of them are going to be major game changers in your life if you accomplish them. But I want you to look through your goals list and I want you to pick out that one goal that if you were to accomplish it, it would have a greater impact on your life than anything else. And once you pick that goal out, I want you to write it on the next line below. What we're going to do is we're going to call that our major definite purpose from now on. our major definite purpose is the one goal that if we were to accomplish it, it would have a far greater impact than anything else in our life. It would probably be 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 other goals maybe lumped up in one that would help us achieve a lot more just by doing this one thing. And I want you to be able to understand what this one thing is. That way you can continue to work towards that. That way you can continue to plan to work towards that. I want you to be able to have this goal in your mind. That way you can consistently think about it and work towards it every single day. So write it out. What is your major definite purpose? And what is your deadline for achieving this major definite purpose? So it can be anything. And I know everyone's goals are going to be different, and our major definite purposes are going to be different as well. That's why this is individualized. This is for you. I want you to understand what it is that you want to accomplish. And I want you to understand what is the most important thing in your life that you can be working on. Because it only makes sense to spend a good deal of time working towards something that is actually meaningful to our life. So once we have these lists of 10 goals, I want you to ask yourself, well, why haven't I accomplished these already? What have I not done in the past that has not led me to achieving these? If these goals have been in our mind for some time, we should have had the discipline and the ability to maybe work towards these already. But if we haven't achieved them, that's fine. The point is that we're aware of them and that we're going to be working towards them from now on. I want you to stay so focused on what you do want in life that you don't even have time to think about the things that you don't want. And actually, when you're able to have these goals in mind and you're able to see them and you're able to talk about them and you're able to line up with the right people that can help you achieve them, I guarantee you will accomplish far more in a shorter period of time than if you didn't have these goals at all. So, after we get this major definite purpose, we got to ask ourselves, if this is the most important thing in my life that I need to work towards, what can I actually do to achieve it? And of course, a couple simple answers will come to mind, but what I want to do next is I want you to brainstorm a list of 20 action steps that you can take that's going to help you work towards your major definite purpose. So if your major definite purpose, if you say the number one thing that would have the most impact on my life would be if I stayed clean and drug-free for the next 12 months. That is a great goal, and that's great for a major definite purpose. So you got to ask yourself, what are 20 action things that I can do, 20 action items that I can do that's going to support me in staying clean for the next 12 months? So obviously we think of some simple things. Maybe go to meetings, get a sponsor, maybe participate in treatment. Those are the ones that's going to come off the top of our minds fairly quickly. But as we continue, it's going to get a little bit more difficult to think of these 20 things. But what's going to happen is we're going to start to really uncover the things that we really, really need to be doing that's going to help support us in this major definite purpose. So, like I said, it's going to be easy to list 5 or 10 action steps that you're going to have to take towards achieving this major definite purpose. But what I really want you to spend some time in is that 10 to 20 range. So obviously, if our goal is to stay clean and our major definite purpose is to stay clean for the next 12 months, we know we're going to benefit from it. We know we'll stay out of jail. We know we'll be able to keep a job. We know we'll be able to keep a place to live. But what do we have to do in order to achieve that? So go to meetings, get a sponsor, participate in treatment, stay away from old people, places, and things. Maybe change our habits, maybe change where we work or change where we live or change who we associate with or change the type of music we listen to or change the type of stuff that we're watching. What you'll be able to understand is that all of the stuff that we do in life it plays in and has a major factor in a lot of other different things. And when you're able to start uncovering the key things that you're doing that are either causing problems or helping you succeed and either plan to do more or less of those, that's when your life will really start to take off. So spend a considerable amount of time thinking about this 20 action steps that you can do to achieve this major definite purpose. And the good thing is that this is something that you can use over and over and over. This isn't meant to be one and done. We did it while we were in treatment. We participated in it while we were in jail. We participated in it one time. This is something that you want to do over and over and over. This is a skill. This is something that I want you to be able to use for the rest of your life. I want you to, at any time, be able to think about what is most important in my life. Because there's going to be times down the road when we've, maybe a year from now or 5 years from now, when we just kind of hit a place in life where we're not really motivated, where we don't feel inspired to continue growing or continue doing the right thing. That's a perfect time to sit down and say, 10 goals that I want to accomplish in the next 12 months. What are they? Get them wrote out. Talk about them. Brainstorm about them. What's my major definite purpose right now? What is that one thing that I need to stay consistently working towards because it's going to have the greatest impact on my life? I want you to be able to be constantly aware of what your major definite purpose is. And once you accomplish it, you reset another one, and you continue to do that until you achieve the level of success in your life, or until you find the life that you want to live that you've created for yourself. You know, these goals shouldn't be anything that anyone else has put on you. These are goals that you want to accomplish for yourself. That's not to say that others won't benefit from them, but these are goals that you set for yourself. So spend some considerable time thinking about what it is you want to accomplish. Write out your list of 10 goals. Write out your major definite purpose. Brainstorm 20 action steps that you can take that's going to help you support you in achieving this overall goal. And I want you to remember the quote from Brian Tracy. People with clear written goals accomplish far more in a shorter period of time than people without them could ever imagine. That one phrase right there has been burnt in my mind, and I think about that constantly when I'm planning and I'm preparing and I'm trying to take my life to the next level, because this is something that not only that I did use, but I still use because I still want to grow. I don't want to reach a place in life where I've accomplished goals for 1 year and I just kind of coast along, because that's eventually going to lead me back to where I was before. I want to stay consistently motivated and inspired to work towards my own personal goals, because that keeps me fulfilled, and it keeps me wanting to grow, and it keeps me moving down the right path. So finally, another quote from Brian Tracy. I want you to remember this one as well. He says that successful people do what they have to do when they have to do it, whether they feel like it or not. That's another one. You may want to write that down. You might want to hang that up. You might want to read it every day until you can memorize it, because it's going to be very beneficial, because there's going to be plenty of times where you're going to have the choice, right? You can get up at 6 o'clock in the morning and start working towards your goals, or you can sleep in till 10 and waste your morning. You know, you can choose to do the right thing and hang out with the right people and help somebody, or you can choose to hang out with the wrong people and do something you shouldn't be doing. Successful people do what they have to do when they have to do it, whether they feel like it or not. So hopefully by the end of today's lesson, you have a clear list of 10 written goals that you are inspired to work towards. You have identified your major definite purpose, and most importantly, you have the 20 action steps that you can take consistently that's going to help you achieve that major definite purpose. Like I said, this is one I want you to use forever. So spend some time thinking about this and let it sink in. And don't just do this for yourself. Talk to the people that you're around. Have some discussion about what your goals are. Because later down the road, we're going to be talking about how do we keep ourselves accountable towards working towards these goals. What happens when we have a full life and we're busy, we've got work and school and family? How do we make time for our goals then? That's where life's going to get a little bit tricky, but throughout the rest of this program, we're going to discuss ways, and you're going to learn the skills that are going to be necessary to keep you moving down a path of success and help you achieve all the goals that you can set for yourself. Talk to you next time.